Hello. We're going to start this thing off just walking through how to kind of compile your Sass files and manage a project that has Sass files. So we're going to begin with this folder I have called boilerplate, which is just some basic HTML files, and then your basic JavaScript, image, CSS files. What's important here is that I have a Sass folder, so Sass or SCSS, and I'll show you what happens with those. So to start things off, we'll go ahead and take this folder and drag and drop it into Codekit. Codekit will then create this new project, essentially. And as you can see, it has all of your folders and files and stuff. So it's important to pay attention to here is your Sass file, or your Sass folder again. We'll open that up, and then you'll see main.scss. And what's essentially going to happen is it pulls all of these files into this file. It then compiles them and runs a bunch of things that convert Sass into CSS, and then it compiles it into this file, which is right here. So these go into this, and then you compile it, and then it goes into this file right here. If you need to change or tell it where the output file is, you can click on this icon here, and then go and find your CSS file. So once that's set up, you can essentially just forget about Codekit. There is one more feature that I want to talk about, which is the server. So basically, you can click on this icon, server icon, and then go to the URL. And this is our index.html file that's right here. Essentially what's happening now is Codekit it provides a server for us, a local server that no one else can view, right? That we can test things on. So essentially every time we edit our index.html file or any other kind of HTML file, we can see the changes live every time we save. Another great feature about Codekit is that it compiles those Sass files for us every time we save. So it makes everything as natural and simple as possible. So now that we have our Sass files set up to save, we need to, I'll prove to you that one, the Sass files are actually compiling into CSS files, and I'll show you how to set up your project environment. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Command F3, which will just bring us to the desktop. Then I'm going to drag and drop our boilerplate into my text editor, which I prefer Sublime. That'll open it up and create a whole new project for us. And this should work on any text editor you have, but you'll see all of your different files and folders and goodies over here. Again, we're talking about Sass, so I'm going to go ahead and open the Sass folder. And then now you can see that every time the Sass file is compiled, it imports all of the different all of the other files into it. So that's explained here. So just to prove that you can save and then it'll compile into the main.css folder, we'll go ahead and delete everything here. And just to reiterate, the main.css file will be overridden every time you compile your Sass file. So make sure that your whole team is on board with either just using CSS or just using Sass, because every time the CSS file will be overridden, and I've seen that mistake made a few times. So just make sure that you're editing the right thing. So as you can see, the main.css file is completely blank, but we'll go ahead and compile the Sass file, which will import all the content from all of these files, which is something like this. So it'll take all of this stuff and put it into main.css for us. So I'll just go back to the Sass file, go ahead and save it. So Codekit comes over here and tells us, cool, we've compiled it successfully. And if there is a problem, like you're missing a bracket, Codekit will pop up and say, something's wrong, here's how to fix it, go to line yada yada, and then you run it again and it tells you, boom, success. So now what we need to do is just to check to make sure that the CSS is here, and look, it is. Cool. So that's all you really need to know about how to compile your Sass. I'll go into more detail about the syntax and all the technical things that you need to know about Sass in another video. But that's pretty much it as far as compiling Sass. And then just to take another look at Codekit's server and how things change on the fly, we'll go ahead and open index.html. And remember that if you're editing on any server, either localhost or a real website server, the default file is index.html. So if you're trying to edit your example.html, remember that you have to add that to the end. So we'll open up our index.html file, and just to show you that it's working, then I'll save it, and it automatically shows the progress over here, which is awesome. So basically with Codekit and your text editor, all you need to do is press save, and you'll see results in real time. And that's about it. Alrighty, peace.